And Blackmagic system can offer you, can teach you, and can bring you to that next level, I think. 3 years ago, I was working on a script for a short film. I felt I needed a cinema camera, and the BMPCC 4K was the best option. 4K was a great camera, it served me well on the project. But then I realized that I could not make short films every week. I could make 1 or 2, maybe 3 at best in a year. Besides, making a short film is a teamwork. It requires several people to operate a cinema camera properly. And the 4K had many inconveniences that need to be overcome by a group of people. If anything, I just wanted to tell a story and share it with others. I just wanted to do it more often, at least once or twice every month. So I started my YouTube channel. And I made a choice. I said goodbye to my 4K. Then I tried to find a camera that fits my need, that comes with all the convenient features required for a solo operator. But for some reason, I could not forget the images that Blackmagic could offer. So I acquired a BMPCC original, and I was so satisfied by the results. And recently, thanks to Blackmagic Design, I was given a chance to use the 6K Pro for several months. Indeed, it changed a lot, and many of the features I needed were added. So I interviewed myself, asking, are the improvements great enough to fill my need? Would I start my filmmaking journey again with BMPCC? And lastly, would I recommend it to you? The one thing I found very impressive was the fact that the battery life has improved a lot by, I think, 200%. Now with the battery grip, I can use it for at least 2 hours outside, which is great. I've shot 2.5 hours in downtown Toronto the other day, and it was still running. It was very satisfactory for me because I like to have my setup as small as possible, and I don't want to draw any unnecessary attention by having a full, bigger setup. And the battery grip is, while you're filming it, you can take it out and switch the batteries and put it back, and it will be still running. So that's very nice. The screen itself has improved, and now it has a better brightness. It's 1500 nit, and Ninja 5 is only 1000 nit, so it's brighter than the external monitor that I have. And I can see everything clearly in daylight situations, but one caveat is that it has a blue tint and you need to calibrate it, and I don't trust my eyes, so I find myself changing the white balance after I shoot. So that's one minus. But as long as you shoot everything in RAW, it should be fine. But if you choose to shoot in ProRes, then you may have to be very careful in your white balance settings. The ND filters, internal ND filters, and it gives me so much more flexibility in terms of what kind of filters I put on before my lenses, because I don't have to stack up ND and the mist filters. This is a big plus. I wish it had a 2 to 9 stops. For the most of the time, 2 to 6 are good enough, but I would have to stop down when it's too bright outside. Still, it is good to have the internal ND filters. The lenses I have right now, because I've sold all my Canon lenses. I only have vintage lenses, but using the vintage lens is a big plus with the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera because vintage lenses has a filmic look inside built in already without the diffusion filters. So you can, combined with the ND filters, you'll get a very cinematic image out of the box. Oh, EVF. It's very interesting. I had no high expectations for it, but for some reason I really like it. It's so convenient, and because it can vary its angles, I can hold it like this, and it's giving me another contact point, and it gives me a better stabilization. Because the body itself does not have any IBIS in it unless I'm using the lens IBIS. Quality of AVF is great, so I find myself using it more often than I thought I would be, so I like it. Once again, I was blown away by the image quality. Of course, any other camera these days have a decent quality, but Blackmagic has its own distinctive look. With the vintage lenses I have, it gives you a very cinematic, filmic look. And I love it. I love the image quality. It's superb. And despite the inconveniences I have, I like to use it because of that look. I think I'll be keeping this camera, and I think I'll be using it for my documentary work, personal passion projects, especially to experiment on the colors and to find the film story look, to develop and learn more about the colors. Speaking of learning the colors, the reason I could learn so much about the color grading is because when I purchased the 4K, it had the DaVinci Resolve Studio in it for free. And now if you want to get it, it's I think almost $300 to $400, and it's amazing that they're offering it for free. And it broadened my avenue for filmmaking, and it taught me a lot. You learn about RAW files, you learn about log files, and if you think you have used the full capacity of the camera you have, then maybe it is for you to step up to the next level, to enter into the world of colors, to imitate the look that you want, to find your own look. And Blackmagic system can offer you, can teach you, and can bring you to that next level, I think. 6K Pro is still an inconvenient camera despite the improvements. If I wanted to film with it, I must count the cost beforehand and make sure I'm ready to overcome the inconveniences. If I could get a similar outcome using a more convenient camera, I would go with the camera, and that was the reason why I switched back to Sony. But after experiencing the 6K Pro, I realized that there's something that only 6K Pro could provide. To be more precise, there's a part in me that only the image of Blackmagic could satisfy. I believe that's the film look I once experienced when I was learning photography with the film camera. That's the look I want to retrieve. That's the film story look I want to achieve in my films. I'm still in my journey to find it, and I feel that the 6K Pro would be a great helper and companion along with my other cameras. If you're considering to get one, please count the cost before. And when you think you're ready, answer the call. I can assure you that it will open a new door for you.